All right, so this was the potentiometer that it's not exactly a potentiometer, I'll talk about that. I took out of the radio to fix the high-low power setting, and I thought maybe it wasn't working because it had aged or something. It is kind of exposed to the elements, and it's not a sealed unit. So it is a 3K potentiometer, and when I measured it in circuit, it didn't seem like it was even there. It was measuring like 200K, and that was probably other things, not this. So I was assuming this was probably open circuit. And so what I wanted to do is test it to see if I could maybe spray contact cleaner or bring it back to life or something like that, just to see what the failure mechanism was, right? And so, so it's not a potentiometer, it only has two contacts, so it's a variable resistor. It doesn't have a center wiper. It just goes from one side to the other. So when I actually hook it up, it's now measuring okay. So I think the act of pulling it out of the circuit, I had to grab it with some pliers to pull it out. And I probably fixed it, right? I probably grabbed the wiper, because see, the wiper is exposed. I know it's hard to see here, but this metal, all this metal here is actually the wiper, and there's a little PC board that has the carbon film on it. And so I had to reach in and grab it, so I probably pushed on this thing and probably broke through its oxidation or something like that. So anyway, the learning that I want to talk about here is if this failed in a particular way, and there's others used in the radio, maybe they've failed in a particular way too, and maybe I should keep that in the back of my mind, I guess. When I'm troubleshooting other circuits, maybe other ones have gone open as well. Comment below if you see these guys open up all the time. I just haven't been around many of them. I've seen them before, but I haven't really seen any fail before. So there are others in the radio. Let me show you. Yeah, so here's one, and then there are some other ones that are suspicious as well. Let me see if I can find one of those. Here's another one of that one and that one. Oh, and here's another one. So yeah, there's a bunch of them. 1, 2, 3. Here's another one. 4. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of these guys. But there's also these guys, which make me very, very nervous. Let's see if I can. I gotta zoom way down to show you that one. Okay, so this guy here and this guy here, it's like the same construction as the other one I just showed, except these are horizontal in nature. But these even show worse corrosion on them, so the plating isn't very good on these. On the metal part, which makes me nervous about the contact part. So it kind of makes me just want to go ahead and spray contact cleaner on all of these and wiggle them a little bit, but probably get me into more trouble than I'm fixing. So yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, but I want to think about all of these guys and take a look at them in the circuit and see if they actually haven't caused some damage, or made some part of the circuits not work correctly. I kind of got low. Oh geez, I'm looking in here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let's see if I can focus on those. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3 more. 3 of those other resistors in the power amplifier section down in there. Anyway, yeah, they're all over the place. All right, well, now that I have the high-low working, I thought I'd take a look at it on a spectrum analyzer. And so we can put it on FM. So the spectrum analyzer is set for 145 megahertz, and I have it in linear units of watts. I have the top reference line at 1 watt. I adjusted the low power to be around 0.6, 0.7 watts. So if I key up the transmitter, oops, getting about 6.5 watts. I mean 0.6.5 watts. So 0.65 watts. So that's working pretty good. And this is FM. You can see when I whistle, we're getting nice FM modulation and everything. All right. So let me put it on upper sideband, and it looks like it's working. You can see the center. You only see information on the right. When I key down, nothing happens if I stay quiet. There's a little bit of carrier sneaking through. We might be able to get rid of that. Let me be quiet. You can see it right there. And so we could probably dial in the carrier suppression. But everything seems to be to the right, which is upper sideband. Everything seems to be to the right, which seems to be upper sideband. So if I yell into the microphone, whistle, maybe moves it over there. Higher frequency is farther away. Yeah, I think it might be working. So I don't know what I did wrong. Maybe putting it in and out of, I don't know. It still doesn't seem to work in, so if I go into, so this is interesting. Let me show you this one thing I found out. So amplitude, let me change the reference level to 10 watts, okay? And let me put it back on FM, and when I key down, we have this, oh, we're still on low power. So when we're on low power, we're way down here, right? Well, let me put it on high power. High power, we're now up another 10 dB, and so we're nice up and high there, right? All right, so let me go back. Let me go back to low power. Let me go back to upper sideband. Here's upper sideband. Yeah, it's not quite the full amplitude, but FM's a more energy efficient thing. But anyway, if I go to high power, low power, high power, yeah, it doesn't seem to make any difference whether it's set in high power or low power. So my theory for the day, I think this might be the last video for this radio. My theory for the day is that upper sideband only worked in low power mode and never worked in high power mode. And because low power wasn't working, the upper sideband looked like it wasn't working even though it was. So I could change the low power button and put in a new potentiometer where I could adjust that, say, up to, say, 6 watts. So we have 9 watts high power, maybe 5 watts low power, and 5 watts also does upper sideband. Now, I don't know if this particular radio, if people own this radio, let me know, did it work in high power mode in upper sideband? I would need to dig through here, but it's possible that it does, and it's possible that the automatic level control is getting in the way, and there is an adjustment in the manual for the ALC, and the ALC just isn't adjusted correctly for upper sideband. So anyway, that's my theory. It probably did work in high power mode in upper sideband, but the radio just needs a complete alignment. But I've made too many videos already on this thing. I'm sure some people are bored. Some people want more. You can't please everybody. But yeah, it's my new toy. It's a Kenwood Trio. And 2 meter all mode transceiver. Yeah, it's been fun.